Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are spawning up here in the top left-hand corner of the map on top of the red Protoss player from On Fire in this qualified match. Give it up for State.
And his opponent spawning vertically to the bottom left corner, it is Scarlett. Oh,
And
Lord.
she legitimately... I'm going to identify the exact person she listened to, because I'm going to find out who told her to go for the 14-13. I think it's the 14-13, right?
It's something like
Sorry,
that.
13-12, 13-12, sorry. Direct action. This is your fault. If Scarlett loses
direct
this
action,
game,
really?
direct_action, this is your fault.
Wait. That is it? Yeah. He said 13-12 and now...
13-12.
Oh,
Sorry,
boy.
I don't know why I
This
was
is
saying
funny.
14-13. I guess it's been a long day of casting and I didn't realize it.
Oh, 14-13, it's still, like, you know, you could still do it technically. Because it's kind of like a 14-14, just with an earlier pool, but...
Guys, I don't know why you're saying that the winner has to play against Fear Dragon to qualify, because that's already an overmatch. Like, I don't know if you guys know this, but I have an account GM Korea. It's totally not somebody else. That's also named Fear Dragon.
Oh, there's actually somebody called Fear Dragon that is GM in
I
Korea?
won't say who it is, but there's a North American player, because I think most people already know who it is, but there's a North American player who made a Smurf account named Fear Dragon. Okay, well, State scouts out the Zerglings, and he's going for a really,
positioning.
I don't actually like the positioning for like
against the
late game.
14-14.
This is just really awesome positioning for a not late game situation. This is awesome positioning for this kind of build. He's gonna have to get up another pylon, which is gonna suck. Oh, is this adept not gonna make it out? This adept won't make it out.
Yeah, I actually can't believe that this actually is gonna work. That's one pylon that is or at least is powering 3 different buildings at the same time.
Well, there's a couple more pylons kind of coming up right now. Pylon does refinish up, and State, look at this walling in. Look at this Sim City.
It's really cool.
This
really
is
cool
beautiful,
wall.
man.
But you know who doesn't give a damn about walls? Scarlett in a bit, because she is looking like she wants to go for the drop. I just don't know where her Overlord is. Oh, here it comes on the south side of the main.
Oh,
so that's
boy.
pretty cool.
Okay, Zerglings have speed. They're darting around. The Adepts are going to be staying at home as State knows that he needs those Adepts. He's moving the Adepts over to the corner of the... I think he smells it. He smells it. He sees the Zerglings. He is so close to seeing the Overlord. There it is.
Yep. Is it too late, though, Fear Dragon? The Mothership Core is out, but there's no pylon in the main.
I mean, Adepts are going to trade okay versus these Zerglings. He's doing a good job with the micro. Scarlett's doing an okay job with just, massing up these Zerglings. Going to be able to poke it at the front, but there is another 2 Adepts waiting over there. A couple of the probes are going to be falling. Mothership Core has to be so conservative with those photon overcharges, and he needs to get those photon overcharges over the front.
Yeah, it's just going to be a lot of Lings coming out here, and I think Scarlett actually decided not to do it anymore. She has started to drone. She did a decent amount of damage, but it wasn't anything substantial, I would say. I think the biggest substantial damage that is done is the fact that State does not have a natural. He was going to find it pretty hard to take it.
I'm kind of wondering about that, because I do agree it's going to be hard to take it, but with this walling in, does that make it easier or harder to take it? I kind of feel like it's going to make it a bit harder.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think right now. You know, you already have the wall halfway done. So with that photon overcharge, you're going to need to get a pylon in the mineral line. So that means that there's not going to be a pylon at the front. He's just going to try to wall it off without really worrying about the ramp.
Yeah. This is interesting. Scarlett is now continuing to pump out more and more Zerglings. She went up to 29 Zerglings, continuing those Overlord drops and pulling all of the probes from the main base, or from the natural expansion, over to the main base.
But here comes another one of these Lings, or Ling drops.
No pylon over here.
Still. Oh, this is good damage.
Adepts are on the other side of the map. The Zerglings do get cleaned up, and Scarlett gonna get cleaned up over there. But now she needs enough of these Zerglings at home to deal with the Adepts.
Yep, and they're gonna get in a beautiful position here. That Evo Chamber scumbag spawning pool.
Oh boy, Scarlett, this is not looking so hot for her. I mean, I guess she could transfer most of her workers to the natural and at least get optimal mining over there.
but still.
Adepts are the Adepts really going to look to transfer out? No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
This is the most perfect position here.
Yeah, there's no
It's gonna be up to the
reason to.
Queens.
I guess the Queens are finally going to be one thing that will maybe get these
he
Adepts
moves
to
out.
transfer out.
That's a better positioning now here for the Lings to get, and now he gets on out. And remember, Scarlett is actually getting +1 for the melee, so they can deal with the Adepts pretty well. And they're going to do a lot more damage when they ravage those mineral lines.
State's still target firing down drones. He kills off a couple more. Scarlett reduced down from, I think it was 29 workers to 18, so losing quite a few. 11 workers going down. Yep, that math adds up. Scarlett got to equalize again because State has that natural expansion and is actually starting to create a bit of a wall around the Nexus itself. It's not entirely covered by photon overcharges, but...
Oh, well, Scarlett's hand has been shown here.
Double overlords with banelings also. I mean, the banelings can knock down that pylon and depower all of these buildings. Oh my god, Tempo, there was nothing remade over here. She's going to be able to depower at least 2 of the warp gates, 2 of the 3 warp gates.
And I think State is needing to realize that because he's not going to be able to warp in DTs. Oh, now he gets it. Ooh.
He warps into
This
DT.
is going to be really substantial to Scarlett. She doesn't have any detection. She doesn't have a lair.
She can
What
make
is she supposed to do?
banelings. If she makes banelings at
And
home.
explode them up.
Okay, she realizes the DTs are there. She's getting spore crawlers, and that's what I was saying. Like, she can make banelings and try and just detonate them on where the DTs are at, but that is a bit harder. Zorgans are trying to bust on it. I'm surprised at the angle she's trying to go in with these banelings. I thought she would really, for sure, go to the
right
front.
for the pylon.
Yeah.
Yep. I think that would have been a better choice there, but she did want to get those workers. And DT number 1 it's arrived at the natural. Luckily, Scarlett did scout it in time, but there's not one in the main just yet.
Oh, Spore Crawler just finishes up now. Queen gonna be able to at least push the DT back a bit. Oh, the Spore Crawler is not covering this spawning pool. I don't think it's gonna be. Is it gonna be able to reburrow in time? Yeah, it should.
Okay. Whew. And DT does get away once again. I don't know how many banelings it takes to kill a DT, by the way. Like, if you were to manually detonate right where the DT was.
Let's see. It has 120 health. And a
is it like light
baneling
technically
does...
or anything?
How much damage does a baneling do? I think it's... I remember a baneling with +1... Okay, +1 melee attack. I think it does 24 damage normally. Double damage versus light. I think
Which DT it technically is.
I think it would take 3. I'm not sure, but I think it would take 3.
Oh.
We can maybe check that out after these banelings morph in.
Yeah.
But Scarlett
We'll find out, right?
Scarlett's gonna have a great opportunity to do a big run by into this mineral line. If State is not aware of this, if he's busy controlling his DTs or something out of the map, he's moving out with his army. This is one of those times that you're not necessarily paying attention, but the overlords are scouted by the Mothership Core. Banelings making their way into the mineral line. I don't think State's paying attention.
Oh my god. And Scarlett not paying attention here to her Lings, realizing that she cannot engage right there. Needs to just kind of think, okay, how do I defend against this right now? Finally making the Roach War, and I think it's going to be a lot better than when she tried it against Neve. Because Roaches are much better than Ling Bane.
Oh, but those Roaches are not out yet, and she's dealing with 2 Archons. Archons are pretty brutal to face off against. They are just so tanky, and oh god, force fields going down everywhere. Scarlett trying to retreat. Oh no, she's stacking her drones! 23 drones just died to that Archon shot! 31 kills on this Archon!
How many?
23 drones just died to that one singular Archon shot.
Dragon.
Oh, Scarlett!
On the other side, there is a big Ling Bane attack, and it is going to be taking out the mineral line of State. But it does transfer to the natural.
Base of mining.
Yep, he transferred it. Oh, that could have been so much less painful.
I mean, just running them out onto the map or something. Like, if she ran them to the top right in front of them, it would have been better.
Ooh, well,
she is cleaning
up.
up.
At least she did take out the Nexus. That's pretty good. Roaches are going to clean up the units here.
Oh, boy. But 19 workers still getting more and more focus fire down by these Adepts in the main base. Even though Scarlett's doing some awesome work over in State's main base, cleaning up these gateways, cleaned up the Nexus. State has his tech at his natural expansion.
Yep. Everything is there. Remember, the wall is basically going to be the main point here for State to just defend, but that damn Archon hit, like,
that was
Scarlett
brutal.
is in such a better spot if that doesn't happen, but I think she's still going to be relatively okay, just that she could be so much so much further ahead. And she's doing what I was hoping.
40-something drones, or maybe let's say that she loses half of those drones on the retreat. She's at 30-something drones. That's still way better than her situation right now. It'd be close to 35 right now.
Since so many of the probes are concentrated here at the natural, getting Overlord speed, that wall, it might actually work against State when he's trying to run away from dropping Banelings.
Oh,
so,
God.
What about that?
There's going to be nowhere to retreat if the Banelings actually dump on in there. Adepts are finally going to get cleaned up over here by Scarlett after losing quite a few of her workers and a lot of mining time. Scarlett's oversaturated in her main base. She really does need to transfer some of those workers to the natural. She needs to tell her workers of the natural to start mining. Oh, God.
Yeah, they're just like hanging out like, sup.
Well, here comes the push out. Third expansion for State trying to be taken. State, okay, look, I know you have a lot of energy on that mothership core. But you have 2 Adepts, a Sentry, and a DT. Okay, sorry, 2 DTs now making an Archon. Is this really the time to be trying to take a third? Maybe you should get some more Warpins, man.
Spreading himself so thin as well. I would love to see some Banelings get into those Overlords, run on over to that natural base. That would be
fantastic. Oh, it looks like the Banelings are being loaded up, and maybe... They're going into the main base, maybe?
Where,
No. Oh, I think you're right. No, the Overlord is sneaking all the way around the top left-hand side to try and come in for that surprise attack from the back side, so that it doesn't get scouted out from the right.
Yeah, he'll keep, Scarlett will keep State occupied at the front, and then he's gonna look back at his natural mineral line and like, yo, where did my probes go? I said, I know my DTs are cloaked, but I didn't realize my probes were too.
Scarlett also trying to grab a third expansion of her own, seeing that State has gone ahead and grabbed a natural expansion.
Because why not?
Oh.
These link drops are just so brutal.
Alright, Zerglings and Roaches, I think that she's going to try and time it up. She moves in and try and put on a little bit of pressure. The Overlord's in place and ready. It's moving. Is State going to realize State is moving in with the Adepts? He's controlling the Adepts.
He's focusing on the Adepts. And here comes the drop.
Boom!
So many of the probes will go down. I did not see how many in total, but...
God,
State's down to 27 workers right now, Fear Dragon.
This is now one of those times where I just say, damn, I really wish that there were player cameras during these online qualifiers somehow, some way.
I would have loved to see Scarlett's face when she lost all those drones to that Archon.
Yeah, I actually imagine Scarlett as one of the players that would have a big grin on her face, actually, after she lost all those workers, like, oh God, what did I do? Like, smiling to herself, not actually... I mean, maybe upset, but like...
But not, like, yeah. It's like, damn, no, that sucked.
Yeah.
Like, that could have been prevented, but hey.
That was a preventable thing.
The state of the game that we're in right now is pretty cool, only because State did a really risky play by taking that third, but if he doesn't take that third, he dies, right? Like, he starves. And,
well, if he manages to kill off Scarlett's third over here, suddenly I would actually say, even losing all those workers, I'm not hating State's position all that much.
I mean, his upgrades are kind of non-existent. Scarlett will have +2, and she can make some Ravages, which I'm surprised she hasn't. Perhaps it's because she's pretty low in the gas count, using the extra ones to make Banelings instead.
Yeah, I guess it's sort of a decision, right? Like, you use your gas on Ravagers or Banelings, so you don't need to double do the, like, the emphasis on splash damage. Roach is going to be able to take care of that Archon very quickly, though. And I think State may be regretting moving on in over here. Even with the Force Fields, the Banelings going to be able to make their way through and get some big detonations off on these Adepts. Good micro out of the Warp Prism from State, though.
Yeah, and really, meh Baneling hits. There was one that was pretty good, but State targeted them down before they were able to get into range. And now, Scarlett's last hurrah. I think there was another Baneling bomb, by the way, or something, because the third of State does not have many probes at it. But I think this could be the push.
It's really close, but you have to remember that State has to have enough to push on in after this.
The micro.
Scarlett pushes this back.
State is getting pushed back.
I think State
Scarlett, after a ridiculous game,
State's staying in this. He's staying in this because he says, I still have at least some workers mining. And he doesn't realize how many workers Scarlett actually has. He saw that Scarlett had pulled some workers, but I think with the Immortals being picked off, you may say it. GG is called. Scarlett taking victory.
Yo, making it just look so fun, you know? Like, even if Scarlett were to lose it, I feel like she could say, yeah, I had a good time tonight. This is a fun, even though I'm tired, it's been a lot of fun just playing the game of StarCraft.
Seriously, man, that is the one best playing. Oh god, what's going on? All of my sound effects are going off.
Oh? What do you mean by that?
I have a soundboard. Oh my god, I think my control or my alt key got stuck, which is one of the buttons I use for my hotkeys for my soundboard, and like it got stuck. Oh, and suddenly I think all of my sound effects just kept going off, and I'm really stupid because I have the hotkey that I use to mute all of my soundboard effects is one of the hotkeys that ends up being used to play a sound effect.
Mm-hmm.
So when the alt is held down, it doesn't stop the sound effects. It just keeps replaying it over and over and over again. But all right, I want to say, direct action, you did good. The 13-12,
oh, yeah.
The 13-12, it paid
made
off.
for such an awesome game too. Shout out to direct
Seriously.
action.
Direct action, man, you're a hero. Especially amongst Scarlett fans. But ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping onto Dust Towers as our next map.
Mm-hmm. It is a best of 5, by the way, so... Ooh, we got quite a few more games for y'all entertainment.
We're heading into it.
This is great.
We'll see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping back into it. Game number 2, as we spawn up here in the top right-hand corner of the map. The red Protoss player representing Team On Fire. Give it up for State.
And on the other side, up by 1 point, taking builds from the chat, it is Acer Scarlett.
Chat calling me out on not catching that second Baneling drop. Look,
Yep.
Baneling drops
You
are
can't
not
catch
easy
everything.
to notice. Like,
You
Overlords
can't
are
even see it in
constantly
the
moving.
production tab. Like, you can't see
Exactly.
Overlords being made into Dropalords in the production tab.
Yeah, man, you get it.
I get it, Fair Dragon. I got your back. Now, that being said, you better not miss any more. No, I'm just kidding.
Also, I want to say, someone in the chat was saying that, I think it was, where was it? Oh, God, I just missed it.
Ew.
Entropy Ending, saying that Nathanius uses Tespa's Collegiate Series and uses Skype to put the players' faces on. Hey, if you've ever seen the Breakout Invitational,
You do that, yep.
got those player cameras on all the time.
Mm-hmm.
We did it for the best of
We also
69.
did it with the best of 16. Yep, indeed.
That was fun, man.
It was hella fun. Yep.
I both enjoyed and was also pained by the look on Peely Peely's face during parts of that.
Every time. Like, the
Oh,
the soul of a man slowly leaving his body.
Oh,
as his
God.
spirits became crushed over time.
Twitch chat's at the point where I just started screwing with the soundboard and everything was going wrong. Oh, no. I'm never going to live that one
Either
down.
way, we have
3 hatch before pool.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I don't blame her.
Mm-hmm.
Although Scarlett, or rather State, is going to be going for what looks to be Gateway Core and then the Nexus.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't actually see if he put on the Nexus before the Cyber Core. But, you know, not the Nexus first, though, at least.
Yeah. Well, okay, so this is getting beyond the point tempo where I just say Scarlett is doing weird stuff.
Uh-huh.
Scarlett's been Hello, Huck. I feel like I'm missing something.
Shouting out our homie.
Oh,
Good old
maybe.
Canadian.
What's up, Huck? If you're watching this.
I hope so.
But I mean, Scarlett's been going for these Banelings in multiple games, and I've seen Banelings being made like a very long time ago. I think it was actually in maybe like the beta, where Zerg players are trying to make them versus Adepts, because it was just
nobody
Adepts
knew how to
all
actually
day, every
deal
day.
with them yet. Yep, people didn't understand exactly what the best way to do it was. So,
But
yeah,
I don't know. It seems like her standard. It's not just like a weird mix-in.
yeah. I don't understand like what triggered her to try that, but perhaps, you know, doing all of the drops and whatnot, killing the Protoss economy with the Baneling drops as well is really nice.
Yeah.
Basically like getting Adept all in, right? It's like, oh, where the hell did all my drones go?
Yeah, Scarlett also making a pretty decent number of Zerglings. Now, she is following up with drones behind it, so it's not going to be a total, just massive speedling all in, I don't think. Lairtech also starting up behind this, but she's going to have the ability to put on some nice pressure and prevent an early third expansion going down, which is exactly what State was looking to do.
Holy crap, 96,000 partoofs on this match, by the way.
Jeez.
Wow, y'all are crazy. You degenerates, man.
Most of them are probably Scarlett's betting against herself again.
Yeah. We're looking at what... Speaking of Peely, this is something that I've actually seen him do quite a bit too. DTs with the Resonating Glaive upgrade at the same time. So, is there a Warp Prism though? Yes, there is on the right, or rather the left side of the map.
Yep.
This is gonna... I've seen Scarlett die to this in WCS because she moved her Spore Crawler at the wrong time. So I hope she doesn't do that. I really hope she doesn't.
She does get a... Compared to the last couple of, or the last game, and I would say the last couple of games, even versus Neve, her Lair Tech is much, much faster. She's getting up her Hydralisk Den as well. This is looking like the most normal ZVP that she's played all of today that we've seen, at least.
Yeah. I wonder if
Scarlett sees the Warp Prism. She's pulling all of her Zerglings back. She knows. But
she knows
is she aware that
does she have
a DT?
I don't think so, but she doesn't even have a Spore Crawler inside of the main, or rather the natural. But I think she realizes that it could be. Well, the DTs need to do something here, because State hasn't taken the third yet. Oh, he just did.
Yeah, these queens are whittling away at that Warp Prism health really, really quickly. It's actually a bit of a dangerous situation. Adept does get picked up at the last second, but a couple of final pot shots on that Warp Prism do bring it down to only 38 health. The important thing about this is not just the fact that, oh, you know, State needs to do a ton of damage. It's obviously kind of important that State does some damage. There wasn't a big investment to go for that Dark Shrine. But State is also just buying himself a lot of map control and a lot of liberty to just take that third expansion very, very easily. You have to remember the big Zergling run by that was trying to kill off that third expansion and prevented State from doing it. Well, the Warp Prism has basically turned that around.
And it triggered perhaps this response out of Scarlett with the Spire. So instead of saying, okay, I gotta deal with these stupid Warp Prisms with queens and whatnot, you might as well just go into Mutas and then shut it down for good. But I'm always wondering what the best... Like, if you go Muta, sometimes, like, once you go Muta, you just don't go back, you know? You kind of just hit that T button and hope to overwhelm. You can go into base trades.
I don't know, man.
And Scarlett has been doing some funky play today, so I would not put it against her or past her to do some kind of base trade.
I am reminded, though, of something else. I'm trying to remember if it was today or if it was yesterday. Honestly, the StarCraft is all starting to blend together a little bit. But there was a Zerg player who said, you know what, I'm going to get a Spire, and then I'm just not going to make any mutas with them.
Just never make anything
out
of it?
Oh, wow. It is a really, really big scare, because it's very easy for a Protoss player to be like, oh, I need to really commit to the Phoenixes and, you know, maybe getting out temporary Blink Stalkers to deal with this, like warping a lot of Stalkers, and you just get out a ton of Hydrals or something. You go up to Lurkers, and you're like, oh, cool. Phoenixes are still useful, but they're not as useful as against, for example, Mutalisks.
Okay. You are right,
scary
man.
Push-in.
This is very scary out of State. He doesn't have any upgrades though, and I guess the Hydras are going to be coming out. Scarlett, he already has +1, and she has a lot of Hydras coming out.
She does have a lot of Hydralisks, but there's not a lot to tank in the front for her. She's got some of these Zerglings. She's going to be maybe relying on some of the Spine Crawlers, but some good Forcers coming out from State. Really going to be keeping a lot of this back. The Archons are going down pretty quickly. The Mutalisks...
She wants to snipe the Warp Prism, but she can't.
Well, I think that State just has a little bit too much over here.
Oh, he has way too much. That is a crazy force, and GG will be called. Wow. Yeah, that was an intense push.
I mean, that was just like a really straightforward push. Like, oh, Scarlett didn't have enough to defend. Like, I guess she dies?
I guess so.
She's dead.
She kind of just died. She made 100 drones, by the way, Fear Dragon. That could be a case where...
Oh.
She made 100 drones that game.
What?
It's a lot of freaking drones.
Wait, are you for real?
I think she's listening to my jam. Drone so hard. Huck is trying to outmine me because, I mean...
She got up a fast fourth, but like... 100 drones?
She had
Is that not a bug? Is that not a glitch?
That is not a glitch, my friend. Definitely
right.
is 100.
That's insane, man. That is the definition of a little bit too greedy. If that is the case. I mean, I guess I didn't see the worker count. I saw the worker count at the end, and it was still sitting at around 65-ish, and I thought maybe just that not many workers ended up dying in that engagement, but... Well...
I mean, it'll explain it. I don't think she was expecting that kind of push, though. It was a very... Just kind of I'm going to put this push out here and hope for the best. State made it work. Didn't lose the warp prism, and that means that the investment into the mutas just was... nothing. Would have been great if they could have taken that warp prism out, though.
The couple of mutalisks, I think there's only 4 of them, unfortunately, so that's really not a lot. But yeah, I mean, if it was just straight up adepts and archons, I think that if the mutalisks are coming in from the backside and the archons are out the front, there theoretically could have been a situation where there was no anti-air. But we're hopping into the next map, Laralac Crest. We'll see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back and jumping into it. Game number 3 as we spawn down here in the bottom left-hand corner of the map, on top of the red Protoss player. And he's a rep in red because he is from On Fire. It's State.
On fire!
Fire!
You know who else is on fire? This player. Well, not in the last game. She kind of did get lit up, but it is Scarlett from Team Acer.
She's got that, pink is another form of red that's on fire.
This is true. Yeah, it's like a deep burning passion, like Valentine's Day.
Color of blood.
The color of my burning love.
Color of blood if you have I think color saturation turned down. Oh, Scarlett. 3 hatch before pool again. Nothing stops her.
Does she know where State? She does know, and is able to spot that Nexus coming down pretty early. And look at State with the walls, man. He's doing it again.
I do like this wall-in, though. This wall-in is not the same as the wall-in on Ruins, because this wall-in is not there is a wall-in around the ramp, and then he has to walk out to get to his Nexus. This is a wall-in that connects to the Nexus, which is honestly not something you can really easily do on Ruins of Saros.
Yeah, I mean, it's really hard to wall on this map in the first place. Like, remember what Scarlett did to Neeb? Just flooded Lings forever and almost broke him, but just wasn't able to actually do it. I feel like, do you think the wall like this is going to help against that defense, or it's actually going to work against State?
It's a bit of both. Because things like, for example, the Cybernetics Core are definitely going to be more vulnerable. This is just a map in general that is kind of difficult to deal with Roach Ravager aggression, or even I would say some of the Zergling aggression, just because it's so wide open and it allows for so much space for these Roaches and Ravagers to get out in front on the high ground and then pick away at these buildings. That is a lot of the problem. So I would say it's kind of going to hurt him, but it's not going to hurt him any more or less than it would, I think, than
any other way.
Than it would in another way, where he didn't go for the big wall in, and instead he just didn't have any wall whatsoever, and his units immediately get surrounded. Like, it's trade-offs.
Okay. Well, we're looking at a Stargate opener once again. More Protoss do enjoy the Stargate. It does really well against Lings, by the way, because the Oracle can take out Lings pretty easily, but it usually will mean that your Mothership Core is delayed, and also you don't have a lot on the ground. So
Mothership Core being delayed is actually a bit of a problem, as this first pylon is going to go down. Scarlett trading one Zergling for a pylon. Oh,
that's a lot of Lings, and that Adept knows about it. So you see immediately this wall off in the rush to complete. I don't know if it's going to be in time, Fear Dragon. I think it might, though.
Pylon's going to finish up, and Gateway goes down, but the Gateway can get Focus Fire down after that Photon Overcharge expires. There's not a whole lot besides the Mothership Core here. Oracle, actually the Zerglings can just go to a different location. Warp Gate Technology should be able to finish up in time. There are enough pylons powering this that it's not going to get taken out anytime soon. A couple of Zerglings working.
She did go for the drops as well.
Oh yeah.
She didn't do that against Neeb on the first map, or rather when they played on this map.
Oh, wait a second. What does warp gate technology matter if you only have one warp gate and it's deep power tempo?
Uh-oh. Well,
Oh my
the
God.
is going to save the day. Oh, it's trying so hard, but it has a lot of lings to kill.
All right, warp gate is back. Adepts are warped in. The Oracle, it's out of energy now, and I guess these gateways are going to get focus fire down. Scarlett, as you mentioned, does have the drops, but she has a lot of Zerglings out and still just more spiraling out in that production tab. She's still sitting on those 3 hatcheries as well. Off of just 21
It's actually
drones.
really nice. It gives the units of state a place to kind of chill at and not take as much surface area, or rather take as much damage because of the surface area that it denies. But this is just looking like it's a lot of Zerg, and I don't know if State is going to actually be able to maintain.
He's done a pretty good job. Scarlett's finally running to the maybes, which I'm kind of surprised she didn't do earlier, but I guess now she can afford to just go after those workers. Oracle's about to run out of energy once again, and I think this is going to be it. GG. Scarlett taking the lead once again, 2-1.
Whew. So we're going to go into the qualifying match. If Scarlett wins it, she will indeed qualify for which IEM is this, by the way?
WCS Shanghai. It's not an IEM event.
Shanghai.
It's a
Yep.
WCS event.
WCS. Okay.
Got yelled at about that a lot yesterday.
Oh, yeah. What did I say then? I definitely said IEM at some point.
Yeah. It's fine, man. It happens. But definitely it's going to be match point now, where Scarlett is 1 game away from getting that free ticket out. And I'm sure State would love it. I will say, I believe, I'm not sure specifically about Shanghai, but I know in the past State has kind of said, like, for some of the events, especially the European events, he said, like, even if I don't qualify, I'm just gonna fly, like, I'm gonna fly out for it. I don't know if that's still the case for this event.
Okay.
I don't actually know what, like, ticket pricing and stuff is like right now.
I wonder, yeah.
Kind of stuff.
If
it's
he
like
would be going
cheaper-
from Korea, would he not?
Yeah, so wouldn't it be kind of cheaper?
I would assume so.
If anything, yeah, if he's willing to go for flying out for like some of the European DreamHack events and stuff, I would think that this would be one of the events he could just fly out for anyways. But still, he's going to want to get that free flight and everything. I mean, effectively, you could think of it like prize money for State, where he's going to get prize money. It's just that prize money would have gone toward a flight and ticket and everything for an event, as well as, of course, I think you do get seated in a little bit if you qualify.
Through this one? Okay, that's cool.
I think so. I'm not sure. But ladies and gentlemen, we're hopping into Orbital Shipyard. We'll see you guys there. We'll see you guys there. We'll see you guys there. All right, ladies and gentlemen. It's match point. Potential last game over here. As we spawn up here in the top right-hand corner of the map, it's going to be Orbital Shipyard. Give it up for On Fire State.
And his opponent spawning in the bottom, representing On Fire with that tag, but also Team Acer, it is Scarlett. One more game. Does she proxy it? Oh boy. I think she's itching to do it, but she's not.
She went for the low ground, move forward expansion.
Okie dokie.
I think that she knows that State was probably watching the series versus Neve and saw her do that.
Excuse me. But, I mean, it's good to not be predictable then, right? So,
Yeah.
State has been chilling. He's obviously subscribed now. Big thank you.
Yeah.
And even Scarlett has been watching too. So it's kind of funny, like, if I'm watching it, I'm sure State was, so not going to do that.
You talked about it's good to not be predictable, but Scarlett doing actually the most predictable thing of all. Going for the 3-hatch before pool. 3-hatch gas
Again.
then pool. I mean, she's been doing this 3-hatch every single game, I think.
I think you're right.
Question mark? Maybe?
So.
Mostly?
I don't think she'll have as much success when it comes to just flooding lings, but dropping lings, hey, I don't see why not. You can always drop lings, I feel. The tech comes quite early.
Yeah. Well, Adept being chrono boosted out. State, I imagine, going to be trying to put on that pressure that he's been doing a lot. But this probe in the bottom right-hand corner, what is he up to? Is he going to be doing something cheeky? Is he going to be planting out some pylons? Or is this just a I have a probe out on the map kind of a probe? Those are also good probes to have.
Those are also... I wonder, with the Twilight Council coming, it actually could be for a Dark Shrine, but there is no pylon here just yet. So I think perhaps if we keep an eye on the gas at the natural, it most likely will be the Adept upgrade if he doesn't take the gases there.
Ooh, yeah, good call. We got the Dark Shrine coming out. Probe from State, moving to a better location. Maybe gonna plant down that pylon?
I would hope so. It was hiding there in case there were scouting lings. But where is he actually gonna put it? And is he gonna also add a gateway to it in order for the DTs to warp in quicker? I wonder. Is it worth?
I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it to go for the warp.
I'm surprised he didn't. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't put it on the left side. Because
on the left side, I think the left side's easier to scout. I think it's a little
obvious,
bit more predictable. Yeah. Protoss players have got to get a little bit tricky about this stuff, man. We got a handful of Zerglings moving across the map, and you have to remember that the lack of something is also potentially a reveal that something is going on, and you have to be wondering, like, where is the gas? Scarlett going to be poking up, not seeing a whole lot, seeing, okay, Cybernetics Core, Gateway, and Adept. There's nothing that she's going to be expecting just yet, but if she doesn't see anything for a little bit, that may start to be a bit of a reveal. Overlord with speed already coming into the situation.
You mean knowing is half the battle? And
no, she misses the Dark Shrine.
See it?
Okay, here's the other Overlord. And she does see it.
And immediately she needs to respond. The lair is only just now beginning, but the DTs are just now warping in. And the fact that, you know, State took the safer route and warped it in on the right side, it means that this DT does have a long way to go, and also gives Scarlett a massive amount of time to react and prepare.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard for this DT to make a whole lot happen with the Spore Crawlers finishing up at each one of these bases. And of course, as soon as it goes into vision range, I imagine these Zerglings are going to be pouncing on it very quickly. It's probably not going to be able to get out of here alive if it isn't careful. But I like this. State is not actually going straight into the mineral lines because he realizes, okay, there are Spore Crawlers there. I need to head out of here. He gets a nice little scout out, sees the Roach Horn, sees Evolution Chamber, and just going to leave.
Yep.
Kill off the creep tumors.
Well, might as well do something with them. He got absolutely nothing done here. So that's kind of depressing, I would say. But whoa. 5 gases going up here for Scarlett. I think she might be going right into mutas.
Oh.
But she's getting ranged upgrades, so maybe she's just droning up super hard and then doing whatever it is that she wants.
Oh, Mutals would definitely make a lot of sense. Especially if you scout out your opponent, like chrono boosting their Cybernetics Core, there's a good chance that they are going for those Adept upgrades, which we did end up seeing Resonating Glaives come out. So if your opponent's going to be making a ton of Adepts, well, Mutals do pretty well versus Adepts tempo.
They do incredibly well, and when you only have Blink Stalkers and Archons in order to try to deal, then it's not usually the best situation. But here it comes. Yeah, the Spire is going to get dropped here, but it's not like her only
whole
plan.
Position micro.
Where?
Oh, in the center of the map, she hold positions, keeps the DT locked down until the Overseer catches up.
That was cool.
But yeah, there's the Spire that you were talking about.
Yeah, well, I think we're still at least going to see a push. Getting a lot of the Roaches and the Ravagers. She is pretty much set economically. She just needs to get a 4th base at some point and then do what it is that she wants to do. Yeah. Because the DT opener from State is going to put him a bit behind because it did absolutely nothing.
Scarlett moves back in with a speed Overseer, sees Robotics Facility, and sees that the Twilight Council is being chrono boosted again, I think? I think she saw that. I'm not entirely sure. That might have been the first time that she saw it. Oh, she pops back in, maybe to double check it.
You might as well, right?
Well,
and those Overseers are just like...
You could pretty much assume at this point that both Resonating Glaives and Blink have been researched. Okay, maybe Charge got researched, but I would say that's much less common these days.
Yeah, Resonating Glaives, but the thing is, they never did any of, like, the harassment. I don't know if he made a Warp Prism. Yeah, he did. He does have it with his army, but he never, like, warped in with the Adepts, started picking off drones. Scarlett has been able to get to that magic 69 Kappa drone count and is going to be pretty much untouched this whole game. Look at her supply just skyrocket up. She's nearly maxed.
Yeah, State's going to give it supply block because he's dealing with a counterattack of these Roaches on the other side of the map. they're going to be taking out a lot of these pylons. Focusing on the pylons is actually really smart because that means that this Warp Prism is almost a dead weight besides the micro potential for it. And State going to have a really hard time warping and reinforcements at home to defend.
Oh my god, Scarlett, she could get on top of the Warp Prism, but that is way too much Zerg. It's like almost the 12-minute Roach Max, but in like 7 minutes instead, because it is Legacy of the Void. State cannot hold at home, and he cannot push the army of Scarlett away. 170 to about 70 supply. I mean, Fear Dragon, have you ever seen 100 supply difference within the first 8 minutes of the game?
Not very often, Tempo. GG! Scarlett with just absurd macro takes the game and the series and qualifies for WCS Circuit Shanghai.
Well done. After fighting tooth and nail through the losers bracket after fall, who did she fall to in the beginning?
It was a I think it was
no Kuma. Oh no.
No, it was Masa. It was Masa.
Okay.
I think. Wait.
Yep, Masa. Yep, you're right. You're right.
Masa ended up defeating her, but she
Scarlett
made that
hype!
deep climb. And I mean, if you beat a bunch of players, like you beat No Regret in a ZVZ, you beat Bales in a ZVP, you beat Coma in a ZVT, you beat Neeb in a ZVP, and you beat State in a ZVP. Well, first of all, you're a badass at ZVP, but second of all, you definitely deserve to advance on in. Like, that was well earned.
Yeah, really cool.
I'm hoping that we'll still end up seeing State at WCS Shanghai. That'd be really, really awesome. I don't know if that's in his plans or anything. I'm kind of speculating here based on what he said in the past.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Wow. We were talking about it on the break, but yeah, we've been casting forever.
Yeah, I didn't think about this until recently. Like, it didn't feel like that long of a cast for me. Maybe it's compared to yesterday where, like, now I have a buddy, now I have a friend to share in the pain with me.
Well, it's always good to cast StarCraft 2 with your besties.
Oh. But yeah, it's been, I guess, 8 hours now for this cast.
Damn, homie.
And you did ASL before this. You were
right before it.
Kellagon facing off versus Keen.
4-0 Keen, going 18-0 in the ASL season challenger.
18-0 in, oh my god.
He didn't drop a single map. That's
ridiculous. That is almost as awesome as those games that we just saw today. With us. I mean, like, we just got to see a lot of really cool games today. Scarlett, any of the Scarlett games that we saw were really awesome. We also had the Jon Snow versus Puck series.
Jon Snow and Puck.
Just really, really cool games.
Between Puck and, or rather State and Puck. It's pretty interesting too, even though, was it 3-1 or 3-0?
For
3-0, because it was Korea. A Puck and
State versus Puck. Yeah, that was a 3-0. But ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go to a short little break. Then we're going to say our goodbyes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll be back in about 2 minutes.